Alright, observation time. Give it a minute for people to jump in. Honestly, don't know if anyone will because I haven't done this in a bit. Want to make sure I have all the examples ready as well. Going through my pile of flaked points here. Okay. Waiting for peoples. I don't know, it's kind of late. I don't know if anyone's going to come in. If nobody comes in, I'll just upload it as a regular video when I'm done streaming here. It's been a minute. Okay, I'm just gonna start. All right, so on this side, this is a Texas Chert arrowhead to split up the groups. Just plain raw Texas Chert in the middle. On the left is Canadian Onondaga. This was sent to me by Ontario Rockhound, and I napped quite a few things from it, but this is all I have available to show at the moment. It has white limestone banding with a blue-gray chert. It is kind of hard to nap. Most of the Onondaga New York stuff is kind of hard to nap. Some pieces nap really well. Other pieces not so much. And I'm just going to show these. You can see the limestone in the base there. And this stuff is, it is pretty sharp. Pretty sharp and pretty easy to flake. And slightly glossy. A lot of these I put in an acid bath to bring out that limestone so you could see where it is. You can't really see that limestone when you start napping it until after you put it in the acid. It's got a really pure vein running right through the center here. This one, I kind of messed up on. So I just kind of made it a little drill thingy. But the reason I messed up on it, I didn't realize what was going on until after the acid bath. And you see how much limestone is in that. And the pieces I had to work with after I busted it all apart weren't very big. I did get two nice big blades out of it. One of them went to the Mohegans, and the other one I sold. Okay, so to the left of the Texas Chert, Canadian Onondaga Chert. To the right is New York Onondaga Chert. The very little that I found, it seems to be glossier in most cases. It has different fossils, and the limestone does not come out as much. There's a little bit right there. It's kind of hard to thin this stuff. A lot of it is damaged, freeze damaged. This one I did out of a flake from a really crummy piece on one of my most recent shorts. I just did it real fast with indirect. This was one of the tougher pieces. It kind of looked like that to begin with. Not so friendly. You could compare here like high quality New York to low quality. This is also extremely low quality. Like, look at that. That's terrible. Some of them made some really nice little points with very little limestone deposits, very little defects, but I was only able to get these little bird points like that. This one has a lot of limestone. If you compare the two, these are from the same general area. This one has like no limestone, and this one's almost all limestone. And then the most pure New York that I found, made into a little Dalton thingy. It was not very agreeable. Extremely tough to flake. As compared to like a Texas chert, much easier to shape and thin and notch. And I mean, this is like, I don't even know what I'm knapping there, really. But I was excited to test the New York Onondaga versus the Canadian Onondaga. And in between these areas, there's also Esopus. It's a shale flint. And this stuff I really, really like. I don't have many examples right now. But you could see I threw some acid on this too, and you could see those little deposits in there. But this stuff, way easier to shape, much sharper than both of these. But these things explode on contact, whereas these don't. So if you're firing with this, it's likely to break. You fire with these, not so much. What else I got? I have some Normanskill, which is to the northeast of all of this stuff. And I'm much more familiar with this material. I've been working it for a long time. I really like it. It's, just call it green Normanskill. Green and black Normanskill. This is black Normanskill. Really neat stuff. Really, really tough. This is the stuff that sticks in trees with my bow. And most of the time don't break. Unless it has a defect in it somewhere. But, I don't think I have many other examples right now. Tiny, tiny little Esopus point. And just, really experimenting with the local stuff here in the Northeast. I did work a piece of, Georgetown. Just, comparison. Pretty thin. Really nice. This was actually gifted to me. This was a big flake. And I just decided to work it down in between this stuff. I don't really have too much else here. I have some more Texas stuff that I messed around with. Really still like Texas. Texas is almost as tough. If it's raw Texas, it's almost as tough as the Canadian stuff here. And this is a little more likely to break if you hit something than these. But the flakes show up better on these. Just figured I would go live for a little bit here, not very long. Just look at some of my things I've been messing with. Normanskill. I have this blade, which is kind of weird. Not really too sure what this material is. It knaps really good, and it's glassy and like gray-blue with black splotches. This is not Onondaga. And this is kind of from the mountains of New York. Super, super sharp. Featured finding this stuff in one of the... Oh man, one of the full movies. I'll probably link that in after the fact here. And I seem to have lost my Flint Ridge point. But I had a chunk of Flint Ridge crystal. And I managed to get a flake off of here that wasn't crazy damaged like that. and I made a nice little point from it, and that is also in another short, recent video. Yeah, I don't see it. The only thing I have left to show is another Texas point from a flake. Couldn't get the flakes to run across this dip, but it still makes a nice point, I think. I like it. Anyway, just wanted to chime in here since I haven't been around so much. Let's see, do I have anything else at all? Let me see what else I have. In a second. Oh, okay. So, comparatively, this was made by Ken Wallace, Paleoman 52. And this is the Normanskill Chert. I wanted to show this in my video where he was talking at the museum, but I couldn't find it. And I just found it, and I'm still amazed at this piece of work. God, what the heck, man? That is amazing. And to be able to get the flakes to show up like that on Normanskill is a crazy feat. I'm very impressed with this thing. Look at that. And I do actually have something to compare here that I can show. I have these casts of Normanskill artifacts from the Sugarloaf site. Just for, comparison of ancient work and modern work, which is really what I'm very interested in. This is a Normanskill fluted point. You could say kind of chunky, but very, very well made. Really amazed with this piece, and I'm really glad I got these casts. I think I'm going to be getting a lot more casts to study and look at. I do have one more from the same site, from the Sugarloaf site in Massachusetts. And this thing, if I could get it out of the bag, is crazy. Jesus, flying everywhere. Alright, look at this thing. So, it was found snapped. But look at that. So, what I see here is extremely high quality Normanskill. This is like really glossy, glassy stuff. This is the confusing point for me. It looks as if, in order to flute these, they were putting them in some kind of jig. Right there. And the jig slipped and shot a flake off that way. You could say it's a reverse flute from the corner up here. And that's what broke it, it looks like, to me. And there's this damage in here as well. But holy cow, guys, look at this thing. Wow! I don't often pull it out to look at it, so I'm kind of... Look at that. Normanskill often does have that kind of crummy crud in it that makes things hang up. You can see the flute on this side hung up right in that junk. But I would like to get, if they have it all, Onondaga casts of stuff like that, because this is all I managed from New York stuff. Like, this is the best I managed from New York stuff. From Canada stuff, I was able to make something similar to this. Nowhere near as nice as that, but similar. But man, if anybody knows of, you think impact fracture? From hitting here? Hitting something, like at an angle? Yeah, that's possible too. Just strange, man. Trying to see if there's any other sign of hitting something. Maybe a rib? The point was found, I think, in 3 pieces. I'm not sure, I'll have to look. I only see one crack here, though. There's some more of that damage. Like crud. But really cool piece. Either way, impact damage is cooler to me because that means it hit something. What did this hit? Alright. That is about all I have available to show right now. Still crazy. That is crazy. I would love to make something like this. Alright guys, let me know what you think of this stuff compared to this stuff. That's the main point of the video. Right now, I just wanted to really analyze this stuff and compare to Canadian. It's from the same stuff, pretty much, but it looks like different fossils. Different fossils here, more limestone here, apparently. But this stuff, like, I love this stuff. This stuff smells. This stuff from Canada smells a lot stronger than the stuff from New York. The stuff from New York still smells like oil, but nothing like this stuff. You crack this stuff open, it almost burns your eyes. So, alright, that is it for me. 17 minutes. Alright, yeah, I'll probably upload this as a regular video too. Have a good one, guys. Have a good night. See you soon.